wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Oh, welcome back to hour number 2 of the Sports Kings podcast. Being heard on Spreaker.com. You can also find us on our social media entities at Sports Kings Live. It's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's the handle. As well as you can email the show, sportskingslive@gmail.com. Be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also contribute to the show on a monetary basis if you go to GoFundMe.com/SportsKingsLive. I'm laughing because my mom finally texted me back, and I don't think she understood the question because she says, yeah, it would be priceless. She
did understand.
What is the reason for this question? Well, I'm not going to text you back right now, Mom. We'll talk later.
She thinks you hit the lotto.
She don't think that. I'd have just told her that. Like she just came home and it would have been a Range Rover in her driveway or something. That's how that would have happened. Where was I going now? Because that kind of just threw me off. It'd be priceless. You owe me $1 billion. What do you mean? There is no price you can put on it. There's not enough money in the world to pay me for the stuff I went through with your black ass. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Mom. It turned out well for everyone involved, though. One last thing as far as the world of NFL goes, for anyone who cares, the Falcons' new stadium apparently the prices just keep going up. We're at $1.5 billion now. If I can pull up this little freaking article here and tell you where Arthur Blank was when he said it. Yes, during a panel discussion at the Rotary Club of Atlanta, per the Atlanta Business Chronicle, Arthur Blank referred to his project as, quote, a $1.5 billion stadium. After the panel discussion.
Supposed to be $1 billion?
Yeah.
Was it originally $1 billion?
Yeah. So after the panel discussion, indeed, the stadium has increased once again in expense. So there's that. And Arthur's not worried because you know who's going to pay for it? You. You. And you. You're going to pay for it. So he's all right.
Not me. Not you either. Not either one of us.
He probably don't want the money coming out of his pocket right now, but somebody probably just nudged him like, don't worry about it, Arthur. You'll get it all back, plus some. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because football is the methamphetamine of sports. What'd you say last time? Like, once you hit it once? What'd you say? What was that you said the other day?
What did that do?
Like, after I hit it the first time, I knew I was hooked. Yes.
Yeah, I knew I was hooked. Yeah.
That is football in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. The methamphetamine of sports. Huh?
Not to mention soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be played over there.
Oh, yeah. Bunch of Hispanic dollars going in that pocket. Yeah, pesos and all. That wasn't right. That's probably racist.
Like with him, putting up a lot of the money for the stadium. Like, I wonder how much, he actually sees back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put in a certain amount, and then, of course, the city kicked in that visitor hotel tax money. But I wonder how much of that he'll see back on an annual basis.
It'd be like anything else. He secured a loan for the construction. Because it's not like he's like cutting checks every week out of his own bank account. He secured loans and he'll pay back the loans. Just like if you rent a house, you have a mortgage on it, you charge more than what the mortgage is, and you keep the balance. I would assume that that's the same way it's going to work with Arthur Blank. He's going to have debtors or people who he's in debt to, and he'll pay them their money, and then the balance becomes what goes into the Arthur Blank checking account or savings account or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the city will never get paid back.
Of course they will. They'll get paid back in jobs and things like that. That's the whole deal. Yeah. So everybody will end up in a certain way winning, but no one will win more than Mr. Blank himself. So just understand that.
He's been complaining right now. He's being real tight and complaining right now, though.
Well, because no one wants that to happen. Like if you buying a house for $100,000, and then as the process goes on, the real estate agent comes back to you and says, well, this house is going to actually be $150,000, you're going to be like, you crazy as hell. What you mean? That's the same thing that happened, just on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? Went from $1 billion to $1.5 billion.
But I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, has it been like, was it a miscalculation? Have they added upgrades, or what created the situation for it to be $500 million over budget?
I mean, I'm sure like anything else, as time goes on, more details will come out. But what I read to you is just what's available today. You know, he mentioned it to the people at this thing he was speaking at, and then he was asked later on to confirm if he was just being, hyperbolic, or if he meant it. And he was like, "Hell yeah, I mean, it's $1.5 billion now." So that's as far as he went, and I would assume that if he's probably the authority on the details, and if he don't want to let them out, they won't be let out unless people do some digging, which I don't think anybody at this point is going to care that much unless it gets to a point where, we ain't going to be able to finish this stadium, and I don't see that happening. So no one will care. They'll just be like, yeah, it's par for the course. People who do construction will tell you all the time, projects often go over budget.
Right.
It's just a matter of them going, in this case, 50% over budget. It's like, wait, what the hell? What? But, it's rich people problems, as I always call them. I have no dog in this fight. These are rich people problems. So have fun, Arthur. Have fun, raping and pillaging the people of Atlanta in the coming years, too. Well, not raping. That's pretty graphic. But it goes together, though. And that's what they say. Like on those shows, you can't pillage without raping, I guess, is what they do when they take over those villages and stuff. They rape and pillage the people. Anyway, whatever. But moving on from the world of the NFL, let's move on to the world of the NBA, actually, because, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. But last night, though. Oh, no. I got to start here. I got to make sure I keep you guys abreast and caught up with the whole Thabo Sefolosha thing in the New York Police Department, because as of yesterday, was it yesterday we told you this? That the internal investigation, or they're doing an internal investigation now up there. Well, today, Thabo finally released a statement as far as, what happened to him. It's a pretty pedestrian statement. Nothing too big until the very end. And I'll go ahead and quickly read it to you guys. It's kind of short anyway. It starts off, quote, "I would like to begin by expressing my gratitude to my family and my friends, the Hawks organization, and my teammates. This has been a difficult time for me, and I truly appreciate the support I have received from everyone. I am extremely disappointed that I will not be able to join my teammates on the court during the playoffs, and apologize to them for any distractions as this incident has caused. I will be cheering for them every step of the way, and will be diligent in my rehabilitation. On the advice of my counsel, I hope you can appreciate that I cannot discuss the facts of the case. Those questions will be answered by my attorney in a court of law. I will simply say that I am in great pain, have experienced a significant injury. Here's the cliffhanger, and the injury was caused by the police." End quote. That is Thabo Sefolosha, ladies and gentlemen. That is his one and only statement following the stabbing incident of Chris Conley at the One Oak Club in New York City. This thing is going to get a lot bigger before it's all said and done, because some wrongdoings were done, and this man feels very, 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 very wronged, man. As far as the effect that it's going to have on these playoffs, Rob seems to be a lot more confident than I am that it won't have that big of an effect. I feel like it'll have a major effect on what the Hawks want to do defensively. And as of, I guess, next week, it'll all play out on the field, and we'll see. The Hawks statistically are a much better defensive team by something like 5 points when this guy is on the basketball court. He's the primary.
But we really haven't seen a whole lot of.
Come on, man. We're talking about 23. We're talking about 23 games out of 82. You know what I mean? That's a big enough sample size. You know what I mean? Because Russell Westbrook has missed like 20 games. It might not seem like it because of what he's doing out there.
But
we're talking Sefolosha. He's missed 23 games. And like I say, the numbers bear it out that he's their primary pick and roll defender. He's their best pick and roll defender. He's a guy who, statistically by way of the analytics say that the team defense as a whole is 5 points better in the playoffs, where I keep on mentioning this, where every possession really, really matters even more so than in the regular season. Having a guy like that, miss games and not being on the court, to me is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge deal. And like I say, it probably won't show up in this first round. But as you move on, you start playing teams like Chicago, who are getting healthier and healthier. You start playing teams like like Cleveland, who obviously have LeBron with his championship pedigree, and he's going to try his best to raise everyone else's level to his own. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a tougher road than maybe many may have thought it would be maybe a month or two ago when everyone else was experiencing their problems. It seems like now everyone's getting healthy while the Hawks are kind of, little by little having these nagging things go on. And, well, the Cephalosha thing isn't nagging at all. This is ligaments and bones broken and all that kind of stuff. But I mean the Paul Millsap stuff that's going on, the Jeff Teague stuff that's going on, the Dennis Schroeder stuff that's going on. These little nagging injuries that are catching up with the Hawks after a great 82 game campaign. Missing a guy like Cephalosha, there's going to be a different scene. Guys like Ken Bazemore are going to have to step up their game. Obviously, DeMarre Carroll may have to play more minutes before we see a guy like Ken.
But you
Ken
know
Bazemore.
what? Those are two dudes I believe in, though, man. I wasn't really big on Ken Bazemore because I really wasn't familiar with his game. Him coming from the Lakers and not really seeing the Lakers a whole lot last year. But that dude plays with some intensity, with a lot of energy. DeMarre Carroll, I mean, that guy, hey, quiet is kept, and I don't even think it's quiet. But guys like DeMarre Carroll and Mike Scott are part of the reason why the Atlanta Hawks have had the success that they've had this year. Like, without those guys, like, I don't think we're talking about, the Hawks being as good as they are, because both of these guys have played like big time roles for the Hawks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Hawks are the epitome of team basketball. They are what it is. In every game and every series that they win, it kind of points to the fact that that it is possible, to do certain things without a star. Now we're going to see again as these games come down to final possessions and things like that. Like the game last night against the Knicks came down to a final possession, and they got Jeff Teague a good look at the rim, but he wasn't a shot that he hits. A lot of those teardrops he hits when it was time to hit one to win a game, went back iron on him and came off. So
he actually missed the Hawks' last two shots last night.
Yeah, so we'll see. The other thing that happened last night, man, Klay Thompson, Jesus Christ, Jesus. Yeah, I'm sitting there on the couch last night and I'm watching, the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson, the Human Mixtape, go at it. He didn't really have to do nothing. Number 30 had to really do nothing because it's like Klay Thompson, he has the ability to do that a lot more than people. Like, people think it's some type of aberration. The fact of the matter is this dude has such a consistent release that if he locks that in, game over, man. Good night. And we've seen it twice this season, so it's not like an accident. We've seen this dude score 37 freaking points in a quarter. Hello, I'll say it again. 37 points in one quarter of basketball. He did 26 last night. And, like, every shot, I'm sitting there, like, tweeting or whatever I'm doing on my phone. And every time I look up, it's like, yep, there's Thompson. Good. Thompson, good. Klay Thompson, good. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell is happening here? This dude don't look like he's about to miss. And he wasn't. Yeah, in both the games I'm referencing last night and the 37-game quarter, that dude missed 3 shots in those 2 quarters. Yeah, a total of, I don't know, somebody else do the math, but it's 37 plus 26, whatever that is. Yeah, and he missed 3 damn shots. Yeah, it's gonna be
63.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough out. Yeah, thank you. They told me there would be no math doing this job. That's gonna be a tough out, man, because when you tell me that an MVP candidate, the Human Mixtape, Steph Curry, doesn't really have to do much but find the other light-skinned terrorist on their team, Klay Thompson. And like I said, once he gets that shot locked in, man, it's on automatic. You know what I mean? It's really no – because he's one of those dudes. Like, they used to talk about, like, Craig Hodges this way. Like, every time he shoots the ball, make or miss, it looks like it's going in. Like, you feel like it's going in because every time he shoots the ball, he shoots it exactly the same way every time. Same thing with Klay Thompson. He gets those shoulders square. He gets that high release, that nice snap with the wrist, and everything looks exactly the same every freaking time. So
Meanwhile, the mixtape just throwing up hooks from the 3-point line.
You do whatever you want to. Yeah, that's why it's called a mixtape. Do what he wants.